Hey guys, sorry we're a little bit late, but that's okay. No worries about that at all. I'm glad that we're able to be here. And let me bring on our guest, who I'm so happy to have with us, MTStreets. How are you?
How's it going? I'm good. How are you?
Fine. I was a little worried. I was like, "What's going on with the?" But it's been nothing but technology, te- technical issues tonight. And I was thinking, "Oh no, there's a technical issue." But I'm glad you're here. It's all
Yeah,
good. It's
for
all good.
having me. Yeah.
Um, Now, I was reading your bio, and you have this extremely interesting life already. And you're how old?
I'm 22 years old now.
Okay, so my son is 22. So, I mean, the stuff that you have already, the list of accomplishments is crazy.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So, you never intended on your intention was just to be a producer.
Originally that's really what I came into music doing. I mean, I started as a piano player and I loved the piano. I absolutely loved it, and that's really what dragged me into music at all. But I really wanted to be a producer at first. Let my brother kind of take over the show as
Yeah.
the operation.
So you never planned on being up front, and then now here you are. But and we'll get to that in just a minute because I do want to touch on that because I think it's important. Um, I also let's go back to you playing the piano. You were not a you have an ear for hearing something and then being able to play it.
Yeah, I have semi perfect pitch hearing. So anytime a song's on the radio, I'll be able to play it on the piano. I was able early on in my life to do that. I would come home from like movies or church with my parents, and I'd play the same songs we were just listening to on the piano. And yeah, my dad saw it early on. He was like, "This is gonna be something you want to do later." And I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I just knew I loved it.
Look, for any of us parents that have children that are interested in music, it's always a scary thing to say, okay, this is what you probably should do. Because I mean, as we see right now with this quarantine and pandemic and whatever we're calling it, things are not normal, especially for musicians who need to be in front of audiences and have a live crowd the majority of the time. So, how are you finding that you're having to be creative with getting your music out there and keeping that relationship with the fan base that you've built?
It was interesting for me. I started really being an artist in March, early March, and as I was looking for my first shows, everything shut down. Um, so to be interactive with people, I was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna have to be all online." I never used to like being on my phone too much, but now I catch myself. I'm always on my phone now, and I think it's because everyone else is there too, and so I'm like, okay, I'm
Right.
just tapping in. But I think I don't know. Instagram lives, and I started just dropping music and trying to connect with a different audience. Some Twitch TV shows, and certain stuff that I'm still trying to do, but I'm really waiting for the shows to open up. Also, I think every artist is.
Well, and I mean, you don't have a small following like on Instagram either. I mean, you have
Yeah.
a very I mean, the following is what 56,000. It was crazy. Um and so that's just been building over this since March.
Yeah, it
um
started at like 12,000 in March, and it shot up really quickly. I don't know if it had to do with a number of articles that came out. I know Playboy magazine released an article on my brother and me, and I know that
okay, now
started talking
hang on. Don't skimp over that like that's just something that ordinarily happens to everybody that's just
yeah,
starting out in the business. Oh,
yeah.
Playboy just did an article on us. I mean, that's huge.
It was big. It was huge for me, but it was interesting the way it was done because it's nice that I'm in it and I'm recognized in the
Right.
magazine. But the magazine article was really just about my brother's passing, and it was about what he was doing, and more or less what happened to him in the last chapters of his life. So it was a great article, and it does include us. I do believe a lot of my followers might have came from there, but I also don't know, how much of that came from my brother, how much of that came from my music, how much of that came from the different press release articles that are going out. But I know that was probably the biggest one.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously a major publication to be in at an early stage in your career. So let's since we brought it up there real quick, if you're good with it, I would love for you to tell us what happened with your brother. And I say that because I think it's important.
Yeah, of course,
And I know that your
Yeah.
your career now is a tribute to him, which
Mhm.
we can touch on again in a minute. But tell us what happened, because I know that was just December of 2019.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it hasn't even been a year. Um, the the truth is, he was such a killer artist, and he had so much talent going for him. Early, uh, back in, or I guess late 2018, early 2019, he started working with 808 Mafia and people from Gucci Mane's label to get a real base in the game early
Yeah.
on. And he created a significant amount of music. He was pushing himself like the star we all knew he was. And somewhere along the journey, he met a girl and ended up passing away. They got addicted to fentanyl. They both ended up dying. It was a really, messed up story.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening, and his name's Beanie, and his album will be coming out on the 22nd of August. So this month coming up. He also has a song dropping on Friday, which is going to be cool. It's the intro to his album. It's like a little sneak peek to his album. So that's going to be coming out Friday. I haven't posted anything to social media about it yet. Um, just because I don't really know what to post yet on it. I'm going to wait until it drops,
Right.
and then I'm just going to say
Right.
it's out. It's kind of, like, all right, I want to make sure it gets out there, but it's like,
Right.
yeah. So then after he passed away, um, which a lot of rappers and people in hip hop these days are, passing away from drugs like that, and it's sad. It's sad. I mean, it happened to Juice WRLD. Lil Peep had an almost identical story to my brother, and it was. It's too real. It's just really real, especially being
Yeah.
here in the epicenter of Hollywood, and it's. Yeah, I mean, what I did with it was, I just tried to run with it. I said, all right, obviously it hit me and it continues to hit me, but you have to, carry on his legacy, of course. So what I did was I said, okay, I'll fill his shoes. I know I can sing. I helped him write some of his songs. I'm good at what I do, and I was always in the background. I'm just going to be an artist. I always thought I could have been. I always knew I wanted to do something bigger. Have a voice, help people
Yeah.
do something. And that's exactly what we'll do. Me and my dad will drop his album, and after that, we're gonna keep pushing his name.
Well, and there's a track on your album with him, correct?
Yeah, there was a track with him on my album Open Thoughts. Yeah.
Because the Open Thoughts album dropped on June 12th, and then Bourbon Street single dropped July 10th, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, and when you go and look at your music, like it's not like you have this little like Rolodex. I can't even come up with the name, but you have a catalog. It's not like you have this little catalog of music. There's a lot of it there.
Yeah.
So
it's all coming out at some point.
Which is great. And I think, obviously it's extremely tragic to lose anyone, especially someone that young in that way, something that is so avoidable. But I also think that I tend to believe that things happen for a reason, and whatever that is, now you're going to carry that torch, and I'm sure that your parents and your brother are extremely, extremely happy for you. I know listening, having a 22-year-old myself who loves creating music, I hear I hear a lot of similarities in your stuff. And so I had to send it to him, and I'm like, and I don't know if he's on or not, but if not, he'll watch it later, I'm sure. But he was like, "Did you do the interview yet?" I'm like, "Not yet. We're getting ready to." So, but how is that for you? Because you have a huge burden, kind of at your age, with all that you've gone through so far, and keeping your brother's memory alive, and making this a tribute to him, as well as doing your thing with it. That's a lot of pressure too. But what responsibility do you think you have for your fans, his fans, and
You know, it at first when he passed away, I mean, I looked at my friend. I said, "What shoes do I have to fill?" That was the first question I even asked my friend, and it was a good question because I feel like as far as a responsibility, the right thing to do, what I knew I should have done, is make sure his album goes out. So that's what we're doing on his birthday, and I thought that's something he worked his so hard for and died for. I mean, it
yeah,
deserves to go out. It deserves to go out, and for me, I mean, I have a lot of stuff that I transitioned into. So my dad worked very, very, very hard on creating Beanie and what Beanie was, Beanie's brand, Beanie's everything. And a lot of the articles that my dad helped him write, his one sheets, I mean, a lot of the
yeah,
stuff, you know, it was harder to work through, and especially even with the whole brand NBF and with everything going on in my label NBF, it's also it all came from Beanie. So I took everything that my dad had already done from Beanie, and I said, "Can we start to use it for myself?"
right,
And so that's where I started taking the responsibility. I said, "Okay, now because I have access to my brother's, Instagrams and
right,
DistroKid and all that, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna just keep his name alive. I'm gonna push his music out. I'll drop things. I don't care who says what because people want to hear it. I know the
right."
people hear it. I was like, you know, I've got big names on these albums, and we're gonna help make sure it does the right thing. I think the best thing to do is to do it justice. That's the
Yeah,
long story short. I gotta just do him justice.
which is really cool, and such a thing I wish you didn't have to say, but perfectly said.
Yeah,
Let me let us as I said, it would be hard for you to actually it's not like you just have a guitar or a piano and can just do a song for us, but I do want to play Bourbon Street, which is
of
again the
course.
new single. So I'm just going to run the YouTube audio on it because it's a great song, and I think it needs to be heard too. So we'll be back in just a few minutes, but I'll throw this one up here. Oh, let's get it.
I'm in trouble and I'm trying to get so far, far away. I'm seeing double and I never need a reason to say, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I started screaming, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. We gotta put a bust down on something new. I gotta make some moves we can move on through. She got me like, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I think she wants some, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I think I got it, got it, got it. Ooh, it's fresher than it's ever been. I pulled out my prescriptions, had to flush away that medicine. I rock it, playing checkers with the heaven set. I pulled out my emotions, keep them better than they've ever, never losing hope. I be drinking out that bucket, you be losing no. You be hoping that I up and drop it, steady cooling, whoa. Steady keeping up, I'm always flossing. See this drip up on my waist to keep it dripping, never dropping, goddamn. I got a couple bitches tryna stay in their man. A couple on the side, they tryna do it, they can. They tryna understand, they tryna do what they do. They tryna ask about it. Ho, 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 ho. I'm in trouble and I'm tryna get so far, far away. I'm seeing double and I never need a reason to say, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I got it screaming, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. We gotta put a bus down on something new. I gotta make some moves we can move on through. She got me like, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I think she wants some, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I think I got it in my head, but I'm hearing all my thoughts out loud. I'm seeing red, but I never been a cop out now. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. And I ain't want to talk about it. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. And I ain't want to run my mouth. It's like somebody got away with murder. It caught me often in the days in a place I won't hurt you. See, these people wanna keep on acting like I ain't heard it. You're a peaceful situation on the street with suburban. I gotta run and I love it. The people still acting, they bluffing. They saying it's all about money. They getting their paper, they running. Downtown with a beach at a function. Plain Jane watch, the gas might buzz it. Blonde little bitch don't cuff it. Get away, let's run it. I'm in trouble and I'm trying to get so far, far away. I'm seeing double and I never need a reason to say, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I got it screaming, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. We gotta put a bus down on something new. I gotta make some moves we can move on through. She got me like, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I think she wants some, ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I think I got it.
Look, I'm trying to bring myself back on there and I muted myself. Okay, that's a badass tune, really.
Thanks so much.
I mean, and I don't think you can necessarily put it in one genre of, I mean,
so.
It can fit in so many different places. So I love it. And look, if I love it and I'm as old as I am,
That's a good thing then. It's a good thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. It looks like we got YouTube was still playing in the background.
Well, there you go.
I'm excited to see, because Open Thoughts, I mean, in case y'all, just because Bourbon Street's out doesn't mean don't go check out Open Thoughts and everything else he has on. Now I use Apple iTunes, but Spotify, SoundCloud, everywhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on all platforms, and Open Thoughts is a super sweet album to definitely check out. It was an album that I made based on last year, and it was an album that if there's 12 songs in the album, there's 12 months of that year, and it from January to December, where the last song is really called December, it'll take you through every when you listen to the song, you'll understand the vibe I was in. Yeah. Every time for the month of the year. So from January down to December, it just kind of lays it out. So it's a cool album. A lot went on. I lost my brother, my grandma, my roommate, my brother's girlfriend. There's a lot of loss, a lot of gain too. It was my first house. I had a lot going on. I was in a brand new town in LA. So a lot of ups, a lot of downs. Definitely a cool album.
Yeah, trying to find that balance between celebrating and grieving.
There's ballads on there. There's rap songs, trap songs. I mean, there's all types of stuff on there. So
yeah, and it really does have a really cool vibe. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens and to the next stuff, the next chapter that you do here. And I hope we get to catch up with you and stay in touch, because I'm very interested in seeing where this goes for you and your brother's memory and your dad, who's worked so hard too, and your mom. I'm not leaving mom out. Everybody can find you now. You're on TikTok too, right? So
I have a TikTok also. I'm gonna start revamping it a little bit. I got to start posting a little bit more. But there. So I had a TikTok, and then I'm gonna hop back on there. You'll see me on there very soon. What I realized is I had to release music before I could actually post my stuff to TikTok. I opened it up in February. I started dropping music in March. Now that it's all on TikTok, I can totally go back to TikTok.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just start cranking out some TikToks.
Yeah, I
I've
mean,
been
it's
working-
it. Go
I've been
ahead.
working. I was gonna say I've been working with a lot of people on TikTok, doing well on TikTok. So there's definitely no reason why I shouldn't be on TikTok at this point.
I
I
mean,
feel like with
it's
everything I'm doing,
it's an interesting platform with an extra income stream available too. So
it is very good with money. I know. I have
yeah,
friends making full livings on TikTok right now. It's crazy.
yeah, I've seen it happen, and I'm like, what? So now, I mean, I finally got my 1,000 followers, so I can go live. But that's all my goal was, just so I could go live.
Yeah.
But then I was like, what? You can make money doing what? Okay.
Yeah.
But the website is MTStreets, and it's MTStreets. Oh my gosh. .com. I've had it scrolling across the bottom for everybody too. And go follow him on all social media platforms. Get out there and support him. And if you can't purchase anything right now, that's okay. Everybody understands it's a tough time, but there's no excuse why you cannot stream it from Spotify and places like that, because artists do get paid for streams. So you can still help our artists out that way. And follow him, follow, share, like, subscribe, all the stuff.
All of it.
And thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. And you're welcome. We'll talk again very soon. And hang around for just a second.
All right. Thanks so much.
Okay.